Hey, is it Ryan or Sully? I'm just like, fucking who's going to know? So today on the Tim Marner Podcast Show, we've got Ryan Armitage, director of Teslom, finding places for people that motherfucking care. Ryan, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
No, thanks for you, being here.
I don't even know what a podcast is.
I don't really. It's just chatting. And obviously we want to tell your story, but I don't know how to go about it. I feel like we want to start off in the beginning and think about young Ryan, Boltonian, rapscallion. Do we talk about the driving the JCB?
No.
No, we'll leave that off the podcast. It's not a good story, that, is it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we don't want to tarnish your credibility.
No.
So, tell me about Ryan, the young lad.
Grew up in Lostock.
Yeah.
Went to Rinton Blackwood High School. Wasn't great, didn't really like school. Lots of different reasons.
What was the main reason? Authority.
I think I just don't like teachers.
Yeah.
I think they're boring. Some of them were alright, but at school at the time, I thought they were boring. But I just don't think I was interested in education.
Was there something that you was interested in at school?
I can't remember.
Nothing? Not art or
science?
Yeah,
art was alright. Yeah, that was it really. Art, that was the only one that was sort of really bothered about, even though I wasn't that great at it. It was more...
What qualifications did you get?
Can't remember. I didn't get many GCSEs.
Nothing?
Nothing that was worth talking about.
You just...
I think I got
Ryan, outcast.
Yeah,
What were your report cards saying?
Can't remember. Probably pay more attention in class, be more interested, but that's because the teachers who were teaching weren't interesting.
Because you're a bit of a joker.
No, I don't even think I was a bit of a joker.
You weren't even a joker?
No.
How did you turn into being a joker then?
I'm not a joker.
Fucking hell for you. There's no lies on this podcast, alright? The truth will come out.
Yeah, I think with school just wasn't really asked. Left school, and then I was like, right, it was all about computers. And when it was like 1998, everyone's like, oh, you got to know about computers or you can't get a job. So I went into computers at Bolton College. I think in the second year, I was bored out of my head. Sort of left college, half got kicked out, half wasn't interested, didn't do the work anyway, because again, it was boring. Tutor was boring, had no respect for him. And then I think I had a bit of a problem with an ex-girlfriend, sort of, either were lads, and I just couldn't be arsed with it. And then I was working at Toys R Us around the corner. I did really well with sales there. I think I sold quite a lot of PCs for the group. I think I've sold the most amount at some point. I remember.
Toys for Us?
Toys, yeah.
PCs?
Yeah, because they sell PCs. They have like PlayStations and PCs there, yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Anyway, so I left there. When I left college, I remember saying to my dad, like, what am I going to do? And he was like, why are you going to car sales? And I was like, just passed my test.
So you went to college?
Yeah, I went college.
What did you do at college?
IT. That's what I'm saying. It was boring. I was doing IT and working at Toys R Us part-time. It was literally around the corner on Manchester Road, yeah. And then I left college because I couldn't be arsed with it. It was all too much. And then I was working there and enjoyed the sales, and that's when Dad said, I remember the conversation, he was like, go into car sales. So he rang his old mate Chris, or someone he knew, and went working at car shop in Manchester. And then that was it. I never looked back then. That was it. As soon as I went working there, realised that it was all about making money for me at that time.
That was it? That was your whole identity?
Yeah, that was just like, that's it. I'm all about this. This is exactly what I want to do. But I think half of it is because it's like anyone, isn't it? They follow what their mum and dad do, or to a certain degree, some of them do. Some of them don't, but a lot of people do. So because my dad had done it before and talked about it for years, it was interesting to me. We always used to have conversations, me and my dad, about never committing to something. So like when you're in sales, you try and answer a question with a question. So we used to do it quite a lot at home.
Oh, I remember you telling me this. Go through it.
Yeah, it's like, so like if you say like, what do you want for your tea? And you'd be like, is it important? You know, like right now? And they'd say, well, yeah, it is. And you say, well, how important is it to you? Like just like answer a question with a question. So
that's the way you've like teaching, like.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know if it was teaching, but I think my dad was just into it so much that he knew that if I did sales, if you do sales, you say you've always got a job. if you know how to sell and you're not scared of picking up the phone or speaking to someone, and you can do it in the right way, it doesn't matter what you sell to a certain degree. Obviously, some stuff you need to, like if you're selling, I don't know, medical equipment, you need to know about that equipment. You're selling cars, you can sell cars. You don't even need to know everything about that car. People sell used cars and know the basics of the car. Because the person who's buying it's probably going to know more about it than you are. Aren't they? When you bought your car, did you have a little look at it online and stuff and figure out what...
I'm a bit different, man. I didn't give a shit, me.
Yeah, but you still went and looked because you wanted to put cameras in the boot and shit. You know what I mean? You knew, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying to you. People generally know more about the car that they're buying because they've done the research.
Yeah.
But no, you still need to know about your products. But that's what I think my dad's still saying to me is that sales... You can pretty much do anything in sales. You can always.
So when he said, "Oh, come and be a car salesman," did that appeal to you?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm going doing it.
What? Because money?
Well, I think just because it was like what my dad did, and I didn't know about the money. You don't know about the money till you go into it. You know what I mean? It's just I'm working inside, I wasn't earning minimum wage, and it wasn't really part time. And I was like, I need some money. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know that you could earn quite good money in car sales. Obviously,
how much money are you talking about?
I don't know. You can earn up to like 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year, depending on maybe more. Some people less.
Yeah.
But that's what I was roughly earning around about that amount of money.
So you started doing that for a bit. Who were you working for? What
car shop in Manchester? It's shut now, but it was open then. It was like a supermarket.
Right.
And there was a guy there called Dave Newman. He was the manager there. He's a sick guy from Oswald-Twistle. And then I had a few different managers, made a few different friends there. It was good times. And then...
and are you in touch with any of these people still?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. One of them in particular, mate, Zach. I speak to him pretty much every day.
What is he doing?
He's doing recruitment.
Is he? Mm. Yeah, I think you were talking about him before.
Yeah.
So from there, what happened then?
It all goes a bit... like mixed up, done it, but it was then Car Craft in Rochdale for a bit.
That was ruthless.
It was good fun. Mint time. Anyone who worked there at that time said it was good fun because it was good banter. You earned good money, and it was fast paced all the time. You weren't bored because you weren't bogged down with paperwork and stuff. You were just selling cars. The fun bit.
Who were you back then? Because obviously I didn't know you back then. Who were you?
The same person.
Were you?
I think so.
A bit flasher.
I don't know about flasher, but just more money orientated than anything. How much money can I make? Nothing else really matters. But then I didn't have outgoings.
But that's massively different to who you are now. Yeah. So you're not the same person at all.
No. But then I didn't have any outgoings either. I didn't have any responsibility either. I don't think I had a bit. Well, maybe I did have a bit at the time. But if I was living with a mate in Bolton, and we're just partying every weekend and working all the time, that was it.
So from there, was it not supermarket car?
Carcraft.
Yeah.
I can't remember. This is where it goes a little bit grey in area for me. Like I did a few different jobs.
Yeah.
I think if I remember rightly, I left Carcraft and then I was seeing a girl and her dad did joinery and I went and did joinery because I fell out of working all the weekends. I think there's a few different jobs actually thinking about between car shop and Carcraft is selling cars. I did a few different garages, but then I definitely went and did joinery for a bit.
What did you love about selling cars?
I think it's just talking to people, and the banter, and then the people you work with. I think they're the best things. Money, obviously, but it's not the thrive of having money. It was just that I could do stuff. So
for some reason, I feel like selling cars for me, there was a kind of a Wolf of Wall Street kind of feel to it, where everything's kind of... like back then when fucking Carcraft, it was just like, just get as many people in and like just...
It is a little bit like that. It's not Wolf of Wall Street. It's nothing like that. But it's just you just did it. It's purely about how many cars can you sell, how much money you can make.
Yeah. I think that's the sort of similarity that I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
it's just...
I think sometimes people in used cars get a bad rep about ripping people off. There was none of that. Yeah. I mean, Carcraft was a bit expensive and stuff, but at the time I wasn't aware of it. Do you get what I mean? Because I was young and I was working. I wasn't aware of it. But they sold a lot of cars, did a lot of business. It was a good company.
So joinery.
Yeah, did joinery.
Which is a bit random.
Yeah, well, I think I was seeing a girl at the time, and I can't remember. I had an argument with Mum about this on holiday because I thought that she taught me into it at the time, But she was saying, she was like, well, make sure you're making the right decision. But I quite clearly remember her like saying, yeah, you should do it. But she on holiday, she said, I was supporting you. But anyway, I did joinery.
So at school, you wanted to do something hands-on, but then you went into sales, which isn't really hands-on.
I didn't know what I wanted to do at school because, like I say, for me, like I know teachers now, and this is not disrespect for teachers, but like they go about things the wrong way for people who think like me.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not academic and you're not going to do that, like it's just like boring.
Yeah.
Obviously, things have changed at schools now because I've been in schools recently with my job and stuff, and things are completely different. But I think back in 1998 when I left school, I was like bored out of my head. I can't remember it. I don't think I speak to maybe more than 2 people I went to school with. 3 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're in my year. Boring.
So tell me, car sales to
joinery.
How? Why?
But that was because I think I was just living with my mate and we're working all the weekends, you see. In the car sales, you earn good money, but you're going to do a lot of hours. You do a lot of hours, long
Saturdays,
day.
Sundays.
Yeah, Saturdays, Sundays.
Basically, going out on a Saturday night, you've got to be in Sunday.
Yeah,
Just like...
hungover doing it. And then, like, in your day off, you still have to really work and stuff like...
Yeah.
You are there 7 days a week, really. Well, you used to, I don't know what it's like now, that's the thing you see, but when I was doing it, it was. Probably still is the same.
Yeah.
So then I think I remember quitting, not in a bad way, but just like I'm had enough sort of thing, not like storming out of the place, but I remember just saying I'm quit. And then I went and did joinery, bought a van, bought the gear, went to Preston College, and learned how to do joinery. I can't remember everything. You just got to take it with a pinch of salt, but you know, did joinery, did a few different places in split with my girlfriend, so that didn't work out because I think I was going to end up working for her dad at some point. I think that was the plan, if I remember rightly. And ended up working for myself a little bit.
And how did that go?
It went well because I remember setting up a website, lancashirejoinery.com. My dad bought the URL, and I remember getting like jobs, like, you know, can you build this building? You know, Can you build this house and stuff? And I wasn't even qualified at the time, and I remember passing on work to people and stuff. And then I ended up working a load of builders in Southport. And that was like my first step in Southport, and they were a good lot. Well, learned loads of crazy stuff for them lot, and had a good time with them lot. But what for the only thing I can remember from joinery really is I know how to put a kitchen together and stuff now. I haven't got any tools left or anything. But what it did do is teach me the worth of money, because I think I'd lost touch with how much, you know, hard you have to work money, because I earned so much money. I'd had hardly any outgoings. When I was doing apprentice wage at 21 or over 22 it was, and I was driving a van from a brand new car, I sort of realised, wait a minute, money doesn't go that far. Yeah. You can't just throw it away and it's going to come the next week. You have to save it, look after it, you know, be careful of what you buy, how hard some families work, you know, how, you know, some families work on a very small budget, and you have to appreciate that. It's just the way life is. And people work their arse off and they don't get much for it. That's what joinery actually ended up teaching me, to be honest with you. And then from that, I moved in with Charlene, and I told you the story, you know.
Yeah, but nobody else knows the story.
Yeah, well, the story was we moved in with Charlene, and we got a flat in Charlie, and under the flat was a hairdresser's. We did a CV for Charlene. She didn't have a job at the time. We put it through the letterbox. Charlene got a job at the hairdresser's. Then the manager of the hairdressers' fella's mate was the business manager at Fiat in Blackburn. Within a couple of weeks, I think it was, I made touch base with him, and I remember leaving my van on the car park and driving off on them Fiat 500s, like when they just come out, and went back into car sales, and that was it then. Went to car sales for a few years. I did the rounds in different car garages.
So why did you decide to just stop what you were doing in the joinery bit?
I think I just like,
it's not you.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, I think with joinery, it's like you have to have a passion for it, because you have to be good at it to earn, you know, to learn a living for it for your family and you know, and all that sort of stuff. And I just wasn't that passionate about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Did sales come into it at all, what you were doing?
No. Well, you'd sell to get the business on.
Yeah.
But then I just wasn't good enough at it, I don't think. I think, like I say, you have to be skillful. Like, it's a skill.
Yeah.
You know, fucking hell. It's really hard.
So what did you just end up just going, right, that's it, I'm done?
Yeah, I remember.
Sacked it off.
Sold my van.
So you had no job?
Yeah. I remember sending my van back to the finance company. I had it on finance, and I sent it back to the finance company. Sold all my tools.
Yeah.
Kept some of them. I've got 1 or 2 of them knocking around at home.
So you and Charlene together, neither one of you's got a job?
No.
So
we got together.
So you decided to get a flat?
We got a flat together. I remember Mum was saying to me, it's like financial suicide. I moved out of her house, and Mum, I had a van. Like I was on 210 quid a week or something like that.
Yeah.
And Mum said, I remember categorically saying to me, it's financial suicide.
Yeah.
And I was like, she still says to this day, she was right because I got in debt.
Oh, she was right.
Yeah. She was 100% right, but like you just don't listen, do you?
No, I don't.
Like, I'm in love, Mum. I'm going.
Yeah.
Come on, Mum. You don't know what you're talking about. So. And then we moved with Charlene. Charlene didn't really have a job at the time. She was just doing it like, I think she was working in a salon, just left or whatever. It was a bit ropey, all that.
So you've got no money coming in.
No.
You decided to get a flat, which is how much?
I think it was like, I can't remember. Everything I say has got to be a pinch of salt because my memory's shit.
It's fine.
It's like 350 quid a month.
Yeah.
And then I had a van. Charlene wasn't driving, didn't have a license.
Have you got furniture in this flat?
No, we got a couch off Mum, got a telly off Mum. I built a bed before I left the joinery.
The joinery came
Yeah. I built a bed. I made making it staircase construction. Sorry about that. I stole your wood. And then we used that bed, and then I think we bought microwave second hand and stuff, just like put everything together, and then that was it. And we moved around Buckshaw a bit. We got a bigger flat.
Where's that?
It's in Charlie, Buckshaw Village.
Oh, okay.
We had a 1-bedroom one there. And then we moved down to another one, and then another one. Then Charlene's cousin moved nearby, and we had a good couple of years there, to be fair. And I got a dog and stuff. Then Charlene went working at another hairdresser's and became self-employed.
So for 2 years, you weren't doing anything?
Well, I was working car sales.
All right, sorry. So as soon as you moved in that flat, how quick was it?
I can't remember.
All right.
It was pretty quick.
It was pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quick. It wasn't long. Because I couldn't be asked driving Southport. That was the other thing. Because I was living in Charlie. And I was driving on no money. So I can't... Charlie would probably know better. Yeah. But it wasn't long.
So you're in Fiat now, driving off in a...
Yeah, it's 500.
500.
Yeah.
Site. Eat like that.
Yeah.
So you got that, and then did you just kill it from...
Yeah, I just went selling cars. I didn't really... No, I didn't. I wasn't enjoying it at Fiat. I did a bit of time there, and then...
What was the reason you didn't enjoy it? People?
Yeah, I don't think it was the right garage for me, sort of thing. And obviously, I've been doing joinery, so I was like, right, get my head reprogrammed into car sales again. And then I can't remember exactly what happened. I think my mate from the car shop, Lee, was working at Lancaster Volkswagen, and then that's what happened. I went working in Lancaster, if I remember rightly. So I was driving from Charlie to Lancaster, that was it. I think I went working at Lancaster Honda or VW, I can't remember which one it was.
Is it car sales you like, or just sales?
Don't know, I like sales.
It's sales, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Car sales are just...
It's because what you know, I think.
Yeah.
Because obviously your dad's taught you like really well because he's like top of the game.
Yeah.
So but I literally think, once you got your head into it, you could pretty much sell anything.
I think sales is like... I don't know if I'm like bored with sales now a little bit. I like teaching the method of sales, but I could still do it. But I think quite enjoying teaching someone how to do sales and watching them do it. It's more interesting.
Yeah.
And trying to map them out how to do it.
Yeah. So you're at Volkswagen?
Yeah.
How long were you there for?
I can't remember. A while. Then it was the same company, moved down, good company that, Cox Motor Group. And then moved to another garage for them, did a few years under, worked for a guy called Jeff. He was sound. He taught me a lot, that guy. Fell out a few times, but it was for the right reasons. At the time, I was like, dick.
Yeah.
But he's mint.
Yeah.
Mint fella. Guy called Pete Robertson was manager as well. He was sound. We made some good friends there. Brian Cooney, a couple of other good people as well. So then I went to Blackpool Honda from there. So worked with some good guys there again. I can't remember everyone's name, but like Simon, Barry, and a few other people. I had a really good time there. Did the trade. Started doing a bit of like eBay car sales for them. Just got that going.
Yeah.
They were doing it a little bit, but helping them do that. And then I think what happened was that was a point in time where I'm trying to remember ages, and I can't bloody remember age. I wish I knew the age I was.
But obviously, there's a point where you've come from car sales that you've got to remember that bit going from car sales into your next.
Yeah. I remember that because I bought a part exchange.
Yeah.
But for a guy trading in a car, and it was like a shit old car for like $1,000, compared to having like brand new Honda Accord or a Civic or something like that. And then what had happened was, like, my surrogate auntie Sue, she left a big recruitment agency because of her age, and someone else, another company bought them out, and I think they sort of pushed her out to,
And this is in education.
Yeah, in education sector. It's quite a big agency she worked for.
Yeah.
I think this big company had different ideas than she did. So she said to my dad, will you lend me the money to open an agency, hear the figures? And because she knew my dad was in franchising, said, would you do franchising? Obviously, I got wind of this, being in the house and stuff. And then I said to Dad, it's either he approached me, I can't remember, but one of us approached each other and said, can I get involved in this? Because I'll help Sue do the sales. She can teach me about the recruitment side of it. And then, like, I understand franchising because that's what Dad did. And that was it. And so I remember handing my notice in, buying that car, driving off, thinking, what the fuck am I doing?
What did your mum say?
I can't remember. I think Mum was supportive at the time. I remember lent me $7,000. I bought a car, insured it, and then, like, that was it. Got an office with Sue.
Where was the office?
In Leyland, next to Mackey's.
Yeah.
There's a cafe on the corner. I can't remember the cafe, but there's an office above it there.
Yeah.
It was just there with me and Sue, and then we took an apprentice on, Natalie. And that was it. She taught me how to do interviews. She taught me how to what compliance was, reference detail.
So you had no experience?
No.
So what drove you from doing what you already know into something that you haven't got?
I think I just wanted to work for myself. The motivation was Mum and Dad have worked for themselves the whole lives, or near enough the whole lives, or had businesses together, and I just thought, this is what I want to do, is want to be in control of my own destiny to a certain degree, if that's the right term. It's a bit far-fetched, that, but I think just because Mum and Dad had their own businesses, I felt like I wanted them, or at least to work for them, so...
It's a mad one to get into, that.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
Especially when you hate teachers.
Yeah, I know.
Well, not hate teachers, that's a big word. Do you know what I mean? A lot don't hate teachers, but I just didn't think education was great for me. But some people had, like, some of my mates who went to some schools, like, love it. So I think it's just generally down to that individual. I don't think it's down to the teachers or the school. I think it's you as a person. Yeah. And then you make that opinion of the teachers. They might be sick for someone else, but shit for me.
So just talk me through the process of, like, what you're thinking. How are you going to get clients on when you don't know really what you're talking about? Are you scared? Are you...
No.
At all? You just your usual sully self, just straight in, I'm just going to attack.
Yeah, that's it. That was easy.
Were it?
Yeah, piece of piss. Just asking questions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sales are just asking questions.
But not everyone can do it, right? Not everybody's got it. I think people can be taught, but, like, I think you've naturally just got it in you. Yeah. It's just your character, because I can't do it. I'm all right, people coming in meetings and stuff like that, but to cold call or ring somebody up or to talk to somebody
just turn up.
Tough that.
I don't know if it is.
I think that's a lot why a lot of businesses go bump and stuff like that, because they've not got that sales that sales side to them.
So this is
no matter what company it is, no matter what it is, cafe or whatever.
Yeah, listen, if you have the best, let's think of something, the best plant pots in the world, you can have the sickest plant pots. Like, people like, fuck me, when they see one, they're like, oh my God, I want one of them right now in my house.
Yeah.
And you can put them on a website, and you can even put them on social media, and you can do a sick video about them. But if no one's there to pick up the phone and pitch it to the guy when he answers the phone, or someone's not ringing the garden centres, or not ringing Southport fucking Flower Show and saying, can I come, and no one's selling, it doesn't matter what you've got, you ain't selling, you ain't going to make any money. End of. Don't care who you are. You need to sell something. And that's what I think some people make the mistake of. They go into business, they get a sick logo, they get going, or they think they can do sales. And the problem with sales is it's mint when it's going well. But when it's not going well, oh my God. And it's getting yourself from that bit. Even I'll tell you, anyone in car sales will tell you, If you're not sold 3 cars or not sold a car for a week, it's the worst place in the world to be. You could have been mint last month, but if you're not, it's the worst. And that's what I'm saying to anyone.
What can be the reasons for that?
You're just having a bad time. You're off because of home life. You don't know at the time, but it could be that. Or you look, or you're just saying things differently. You're in a bit of a bad mood. You've had a look.
And have you had this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yourself? Yeah.
So when you're analysing this kind of thing and you're at home and you're kind of going, fucking hell, what is the turnaround point? How is it?
The turnaround point is like having a word with your manager saying, what am I going to do? Sort my head out.
Yeah.
Or just trying to go back to basics and I can make myself an appointment and speak
Have you got an example of like what you...
No.
What do you mean? No.
It happens regularly.
Does it?
Yeah. If me and you were trying to get business on for you, for instance, you've got to accept that there'll be some turn. You've got to just like fucking make 50 calls and expect 49 of them to not be interested, but still have the enthusiasm that they're going to give you some business. Because at the end of the day, if that person thinks that you're in a negative mood when you pick the phone up, they're not going to want to speak to you anyway. It can be horrible doing sales, if you're not used to it, and you can be a really nice person and you can have a really nice product and stuff, but if you've never done sales before, it can be pretty hard. Some people it come natural to. Some people think they hate sales and then they do it and they mean it. Sometimes
what makes a good salesman?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I think you've just got to be. You've got to ask lots of questions to find out what the person wants, so that then you can answer. Can give them what they want from it. Instead of bombarding them with stuff that they might not want. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you think about this cup, Tim? It's white. It's got the logo on the side. It holds a decent amount. You might be thinking, well, actually, Ryan, I'm sick to death of dropping my cups and they keep smashing. I actually want a rubber cup, but I've banged on about how white it is and how much water it holds. It's finding out what you're looking for. Tim, what does he want from your mug? Oh, Ryan, I want one that doesn't smash when I drop it. Right, well, this one's not for you, but this one is. This is a rubber one. So when you drop it, don't smash. What do you think? Oh, yeah, it's perfect. Can you get it in white? Yeah, I can get it in white. And it's just that sort of...
Well, that's come back to you and your dad asking about tea and stuff like that.
It's just asking. It's not being misleading. It's not being deceitful or anything like that. It's just literally finding out what someone wants before you ask, before you start banging on about fucking whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's just finding out what their need, what their wants and needs are before you start going into anything else.
So when you're doing this process and you're like doing this with cars, do you have to believe in them cars to do that?
Yeah, you got to have your ethics. You can't be. I mean, me personally, I mean, there's probably loads of dodgy car salesmen out there.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd want to know the car's right. I want to make sure I'm not selling one that's a banger or broken or been in a crash or whatever. And then you know a little bit about the car, and because you sell them every day, you get to know what's on them and that. And then that's it.
So, education services.
Yeah.
What part of sales came into doing that then?
What I learned was interviewing teachers, interviewing teaching assistants, interviewing learning support assistants and stuff, finding out what they did as a job, and there's a bit of a steep learning curve for me. Do you know what I mean? Like figuring out what the different qualifications were, and I couldn't even answer what they are now. Do you know what I mean? I just figured out what they were, but in essence, really, you're just selling skills of people and their skills. So you meet a teacher, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, she's sick, and like she's done this and she's done that, and she's got this qualification. She can do that as well as that." Obviously, all you do then is just replicate that on a piece of paper and remember that. So when you go to a school and you say, "Look, I've got this teacher. She's done this, done that. I've interviewed her. She came across really well. We've done our compliance. She's ready. She's available with work and stuff." And then they can say, "Well, actually, we've got a bit of a booking now. Can we get her in and place her?"
So when you first started, did you have any clients on at all?
No.
You had nothing?
Nope.
You basically had a little office above a cafe in Leyland.
Yeah.
Near McDonald's.
No, we're just starting.
And you're just like, right, so let's
start interviewing some teachers, and she started.
You had no money?
Nope. Nothing. No. Bought a PC, desk, poster up on the wall, paper. I remember going to Staples, getting all the application packs, So we got the document, went to Staples, and then Staples will just print them off and staple them for you. You just remember getting the boxes, walking out, putting into the gas with just loads of application forms. I just learnt from interviewing people, asking them loads of questions, finding out what they want.
Did you have a business plan or a strategy, or are you just going? You just going? Ah.
Well, no, we knew what we wanted to turn over, so then we could franchise the business model. Yeah. That was it. The goal was to franchise.
Yeah,
that was my goal.
Yeah,
to franchise.
Because obviously
my dad had done it and mum had done it, so that I knew that. Because for franchising, it's make good money, but it's quite good to. It's quite an enjoyable job because you're inspiring people, and then you
start their own businesses.
You create a business, and that it's almost like that's not enough. What I want to do is also help other people franchise their business. You know, get into business for themselves. So, we that's what it was for me. It's like I need to learn about this so I can end up franchising.
Yeah.
So we got that going. Got some business on.
How well were you doing?
I think I did about 300 grand in the first year. I could be wrong, but about that. I don't know, mate.
It's pretty good, mate, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how much money I made, but I don't think I lost anything.
Yeah.
And then we did actually franchise one. I think the second or the third year. Can't remember, Matt. I'm crap with dates. I'm really sorry. I could get it for you. Do you know what I mean?
Right. I'm not bothered about that.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the next stage of this now is that you've got this. You're kind of flying. You're thinking, right, this is gonna.
Yeah, it was getting some. It wasn't fantastic because mum and dad's business had been better, but because that was healthcare. There was with teachers. The thing is that they don't work every single day of the year.
Yeah.
And work overnight. They do because that's in the job, but not in the agency world. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't. I was comparing apples. In healthcare, nurses and care assistants and support workers work 24 hours, 7 days a week. 365 days a year. So you can potentially make money overnight as well, and the weekends and stuff like that. You see, so
you're still at this point. You're still quite heavily focused on money again.
No, not heavily focused on money, but I'm heavily focused on surviving my business.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to make money. If you don't make money, you can't be in business, can you?
Yeah, I get it, but your driving force when you're selling cars is money.
Yeah.
And then you've got into education recruiting.
Yeah.
Issue when you did that was more for leaving a reputation or legacy behind of an amazing business, or are you focused on money a bit more?
No, I was trying to make my own, trying to make a legacy for myself and all that, but at the same time, I know that you can't be in business unless you make money.
Yeah. So you're getting a lot more self-worth at this point.
Yeah, because I was figuring out what I wanted to do, and the thing what everyone forgets is when you go into business for on your own, all of a sudden there's no one reason to get out of bed anymore. You've got to when you've got a cold, or you've got an hangover, or you've fallen out your missus, or fucking car's broken, something like that, you have to still get out of bed.
Yeah.
You get an email at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, or you get an email at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday, or you have to work all the time. People don't understand that. I've learned from working for myself, or having a business, working with mum, doing whatever, and being franchising, that people don't understand how much you have to sacrifice. They haven't got a fucking clue. You've got to sacrifice. Unless you have your own business and work for yourself, you'll know you've got to give it everything. Literally have everything. And you've got to work for nothing.
Yeah. So, education.
Learning about that.
And
then what happened was, started supplying a school in Bolton that did it's like a SEN school, so special needs sort of. So mum and dad healthcare was crossing over into that land anyway, of supplying sort of support workers to a school, so to support children with learning disabilities in a school environment. So I was asking mum questions about that and trying to understand that. And at that time, then dad got bowel cancer.
Tell me that story, because
I don't know where I was.
I like the story, but I'm just
no, I can't remember where I was. I think I was at education appointments in the office at desk. I remember being at a desk, and my dad rang me and said, "I've got something to tell you. I've got cancer, old boy." And he never says "old boy." He's never said it since, and never said it before. But I don't know. It's his only way of saying it. I was just like, "Right, all right, see you later, Dad." Put a phone down. I was like, "Right, okay." So my dad's got cancer.
What did you do with that information?
I can't remember at the time. I remember being a bit upset, and thinking,
It's just the way he said it.
You know, yeah,
it's
funny.
That,
it's a funny one, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like you think, well, yeah, I don't know. How do you tell someone you got cancer?
I don't know.
I don't know. How do you tell your son you got cancer? Like, what do you do? Take him pub? Right, here, do you want a pint? I've got something to tell you. I don't know how you do it, do you? So, like, how do you do it? Do you supposed to sit him down in front of him and say, look, don't get upset. This is about... Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That was just his way, weren't it?
Yeah, that was it.
But
So,
the old boy at the end.
Yeah, it's like I don't...
He's kind of almost a little bit nervous and a little bit
Yeah, of course it is. It's like... I often think about that. Like, how would I tell my kids? I don't know. Because it's like news that you want someone to know straight away, innit?
Yeah.
You want someone to share your pain, don't you, straight away? So, anyway, it was a fucking weird one for me, that. And then, so, automatically, it's like, wait a minute. Like, what does it entail? Because, like, someone says you got cancer, they think you're going to die. That's it, he's going to die. My dad, when does my dad die? I think I remember saying to him, when's dad's going to die? And he was like, oh, right, okay, people don't just die, you know, and then learn about everything about it.
So what are the implications of having bowel cancer?
I knew you were going to fucking ask me that. I don't know. I don't retain information like that.
True that.
Yeah, come on.
But obviously, bowel cancer. We're talking about. Look, he's not going to be in work here.
Yeah,
and there's got to be a choice has to be made here.
Yeah. So mum was taking dad to Clatterbridge every how long. I was like making the transition from education appointments to 247, deciding what to do and like should I go, should I not go, and like eventually end up going.
What was the sort of defining decision for you? What do you
I can't fucking remember.
You know?
No. I can't remember. I just went.
Yeah.
Came to
It's the right thing to do, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the right. I think that's what it is. It was just the right thing to do. I think it was just the right thing to do. So went over to 247. Tom was there because he'd done the same thing, left car sales and joined about 6 months before me. Reason being, one of the directors at the time, because one was at Clatterbridge, I don't think he was playing the game correctly.
What was your brother doing before?
He was selling cars.
What was he as well?
Yeah. He was the same company, in fact.
Was it?
Different garage.
Right.
I think he was at my old garage. I was at Blackpool and he was at Lancaster, same company. But anyway, yeah, so then he left and then he came selling cars. He was doing a good job. And then I joined and then I was... So it was like Tom was doing sales and I did like, we called it operations, and I was doing like more stuff in the office, what's going on in the office. I did more recruitment, and because I had a bit more skills with the IT and I was a bit more savvy with that side of the work where Tom wasn't. I helped with sales, but...
What was he good at?
Sales.
Was he?
Yeah. So, that was it, sales.
So... You went in. What was your actual role? What did they ask you to do?
It wasn't really that question. It was like, do everything.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like you do, don't you?
So they brought you in as a director?
No. Brought me in as a shareholder.
Yeah.
But just head of operations, so I wasn't a director at the time.
Right.
But there's no reason apart from, I think, with factoring, you have to be when you lend the money, like something to do with factoring. But I wasn't a director. I wasn't really asked because I was a shareholder. If you know anything about limited companies, the people who own the company are the shareholders.
Yeah.
And they're the decision makers. You can be a director all you want, unless you're a shareholder.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. So I was a shareholder and I was fine with that. Both companies, the franchise company and the agency in Southport. I think we all had this conversation where Tom was always going to do the sales and then I was going to always help the franchisees and support them in the office, and that's the way it went. It worked fine for a while.
Then what started happening?
I think obviously Dad wasn't in the company at all then. Nothing. He was still a director but wasn't in the company, and like he asked questions and we had board meetings and stuff like that about money and stuff like that. But yeah, and then...
is there a conversation where he's just not coming back in again?
Yeah, we never said that.
But everybody kind of knew, but it was never really discussed.
Yeah, we didn't. It didn't need to be discussed. It was just the way it was. I think because Dad still could have his input. He was more on the franchise side of it, really.
Yeah.
And he never ran the office in Southport at all. It was always Mum. Mum always did that. He never even got involved in any of that. And then I can't remember, mate, with times and stuff, but. Yeah, then Tom started going off the trail, a little bit.
Was he doing that, going off the rails before you even joined?
No, it was mint when I joined.
Was it?
Yeah, it was mint when we were selling. We were working together, and yeah.
Can you remember the distinct sort of like, well, I don't want to say daylight, but when you thought to yourself, look, he's
going off the track.
He's going off the track here a little bit.
I can't.
Just like not turning in for work and shit.
Yeah, just little bits like that. I can't remember, mate. There was times. I'd say the last 12 months were really bad, and then the last 3 years was stages of challenges.
Was he still turning in for work?
Yeah, he was still turning for work, still doing a good job and things like that. He was always going to be the laugh and joke of the office. He was never someone who,
But underneath is.
Yeah, he was always laughing and joking and causing havoc at the work and stuff like that. But he was always just wanted to do the sales. He wasn't really interested in anything else. He used to help with payroll though, because he was good with numbers. Full enough, it was shit out with numbers. But yeah, he used to help with payroll. I think that was just more to just make sure that he did something else other than sales at work. He was really good at that part of it though, but not much great at everything else. Yeah.
Was he a shareholder as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you, mum, dad.
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk about it. We just skip it. What happened to him?
So he killed himself, didn't he, in October last year? It was 17th of October. So my dad's birthday is the 16th of October. And mum and dad went away because mum and dad were running out of holidays because my dad needs to be, he's getting more and more poorly. He's got Parkinson's from the cancer. Now he's got Parkinson's dementia, early signs of Parkinson's dementia coming in. So it gets more and more difficult to travel. So mum booked a last minute holiday to, I think it is Italy. I've sort of blanked it all out a little bit, but and I remember saying to her like, make sure Tom doesn't get the car or something like that, because I took the car off him 2 weeks prior to that. I took the car off him, took his bank card off him, changed his number, kept him in the house for 2 weeks.
Basically, so he couldn't get out and score.
Yeah, and I was just like taking him to the cinema, taking him to the gym, looking after him, making him do what like normal people do, day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
Just trying to give him some routine, and then because it was fucking carnage. And prior to that, all sorts going on. And then mum and dad went on holiday, and he'd lent the car. He took mum and dad to the hospital only because I think mum was stressed about dad, and Tom manipulated that situation so that he could use the car. And then he obviously went straight away. He sounded genuine when he said he wasn't going to do it, but he did. He went and got drugs that day. Anyway, to cut a long story bearable, he hung himself at home, and I had a big meeting on the 17th, and I hadn't spoke to him. He'd gone off found my friends and stuff, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. I remember the time, it was 10:23.
All the things you can remember.
Yeah, because I remember looking at my clock thinking, it's 10:23 and fucking I'm not spoke to Tom. And then anyway, I went back home to mum and dad's house. I opened the front door. Mum and dad had like a cream rug in the front room. It was quite a big rug. And I was like, what the fuck is that rug doing at the bottom of the stairs? It was like 2 rolls of a rug. If someone had dropped a rug off the railing, off the banister, or rolled a rug down the stairs, it was like crumpled up. I was like, what is that? Because it had like it was cream with blue and red patches in it. And then I realised it was a pair of legs. And it was the blood had gone to Tom's legs, and it was like 2 big like birthmarks, like red patchy birthmarks, quite big ones. As I walked closer, and then I realised it was dead. He was stone cold. He had shorts on, trainers, and a top. I'd bought him some stuff from the gym, the night before. He'd put the gym stuff on, and gone out all day and got wrecked. So we'd had an argument that night before. I've missed that bit out, haven't I? Yeah. We'd had an argument the night before, because I went round to the house the night before because he'd gone missing all day after he took the car, and I'd left him about 11 o'clock that night. I'd made up with him, but we'd had a big argument about him taking drugs again and trying to sort himself out, and I left him to it. And when I came back, and that's why I hadn't spoke to him all night. I sent him some text messages and stuff. So did Mum, and then I went back the next morning. And then it was at the bottom of the stairs. I remember saying, "Fuck me, Tom, I can't fix this one." And then just give him a massive hug. He was stone cold. Rigor mortis had set in. The rope had snapped. It was around his neck. And then I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I sort of sat there for about 5 minutes and then rang an ambulance and said, look, I've found my brother at the bottom of the stairs. A rope around his neck. Obviously, I was in bits. And they were trying to keep me on the phone. And I was like, look, I need to get off the phone because there's some other people I need to call here. She was like, no. So I was like, listen, I'm going by. Paramedics will be there in a minute. And then I rang Charlene, told her she dropped everything, jumped in the car. I think she rang the police to get someone there to me, and an ambulance herself. Found out afterwards. And then I rang Mum. I said, Mum, where are you? She said, I'm in the hotel. I said, right, I need you to go back to the room. And I think she was like near the room anyway. I said, look, I've got something to tell you, sit down. And I told her, I said, Tom has killed himself. Fucking hardest phone call I've ever made in my life. But I made it like it was nothing at the time because he was just in shock. And I sort of sat there with Tom at the bottom of the stairs for about 25 minutes while the ambulance came. Paramedics came in, hooked him up to the machine to confirm he was dead, then covered him up and then put me in the lounge waiting for the police to come. Police come, talked to me and interviewed me, and CID came, took pictures, make sure everything's alright, went around the whole... I missed quite a bit of stuff out here, by the way. Like, I went around the house and stuff afterwards and found the rope and found the knife and found evidence of drugs and stuff in the house and stuff, so you just got to bear with me, but I missed a bit out there. And then that was it. Spoke to the police for hours. Charlene turned up. And then I had to organise all the stuff for the hospital and the body going, and Mum came back, I think, the day after, and they arranged for her to go and see Tom at the hospital in Southport. That's weird, going seeing your brother with your mum and dad, freezing cold on a tray like frozen. Fucking hell. Yeah. So yeah, I went and seen him. Fucking took a picture of him and that. Fucking hell, mate. It's heavy, that. So yeah, so then...
Has he left a note or anything?
No, nothing. And then the thing was, the next day, obviously everyone was asking, people were asking me where I was at work. So, and I'd had a big meeting that day, and they were there, the people for the meeting. I just had to fucking turn my phone off, didn't I? So I went into work the next day. I got Zoe to meet me on the car park and said, I can't even walk into work on my own here.
Zoe know?
I told her on the car.
Did you?
Yeah, and said, look, this is what's happened. She's like, fucking hell, her head fell off, obviously. Yeah. And I walked into the office and I said, look, I need a meeting with everyone. Everyone came in and I just told them, I just said, look, yesterday I found Tom at the bottom of the stairs, he's killed himself. I mean, you're just going to have to give us some time. Every single one of them pulled the finger out. Well, they were already pulling the finger out anyway. They didn't need to step it up. They already do a good job anyway. I just knew they would carry on, so we did. Then Mum came back the next day. So I told everyone at work, sorted the hospital out. Then Mum and Dad came back the next day. I met Mum at Manchester Airport. Fucking hell, that was horrendous. You know, when you come in the doors at Manchester Airport, you know what I mean, don't you? Everyone waits there. Fucking hell, Mum just fell to...
It's mad, isn't it? Because I picked Kay up from airport the other day, and that emotion of meeting somebody that you love, and but you've got this other emotion, just like, that's fucking hell.
Mum come through the doors, and like, Dad's in a wheelchair, Mum's pushing the wheelchair, and I'm just like, fucking hell. Mum just fell to pieces in my hands. Then we had to drive back in Charlene's car from Manchester to Southport. Fucking heavy, mate, I tell you now.
I can't even comprehend that, mate. I can't even...
It's insane.
I've told you before, I can't even comprehend it, but it's just like, you know, when you tell me a story then, and I know I've heard it before, but like, there's bits in it that I've not heard before, and it's just like, it hurts me even every time we say it, hurts me even more.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Because I've got a brother, and I can sort of relate to it to a degree, but I can't.
Like, we got on like a house on fire.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it's just like, fucking hell. So then, yeah, fuck me.
What? I don't know.
I've not thought about him for about a month as well, so it's quite tough today.
But you've got it though, haven't you?
Yeah.
What is Because obviously, you know, it's not a, you know, you're seeing a counsellor every week.
Yeah. But like, I think it's like 40 hours of counselling now. I go every week. Just been this morning, Anna. And that's like the first, because she was on holiday and I was on holiday, so I think I've not seen her for like 3 weeks. So just try and, you not blank it out, but you just, I mean, songs and times remind me of him. So then it comes back to it. Sometimes I put a fucking song on deliberately to remind me of him so that I get it out. Not out of my system, but it's like you want to remember to a certain degree.
You've got to, won't you?
Yeah, they call it like this bittersweet moment with grief, where like all the bad stuff that I remember, the build up to it, sort of disappears, and then you just remember the good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like that bittersweet. It's insane, isn't it?
But, you know, which moves on to my next one, is like, you know, how soon after that did you come in and go, Tim, look,
2 weeks.
thinking about a fucking rebrand, mate?
Yeah, 2 weeks afterwards. So what it was, at the same time that Tom was coming up to, well, I didn't know he was going to fucking kill himself, but the build up to it, obviously, Wise Up had started Liam.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Tom about going and seeing Wise Up or getting in touch with Liam, because Liam's an old mate of mine, and he wouldn't do. He was like, oh, it's fucking Ryan's, mate. I don't need cut rehab, blah, blah, blah. All that shit. I haven't got a problem. All them sorts of things. Everything you can think of.
Yeah.
And then, so then I fucking lost the train of thought a little bit.
Fine. You got in touch with Liam.
Yeah, I got in touch with Liam and he wouldn't do it. And then I asked Liam, where was he doing the videos from? Because I was like, there's no fucking way he's thought of that himself. Yeah. And I was like, he's gonna have gone to someone. I didn't even know what a fucking branding company was when I was dead straight with you. I told you this before. Like, I ain't got a fucking clue what you do for a job. I was like, made up job, innit, really? It is.
Oh, God.
It is.
I'm selling fucking, what do you call it? Fairy dust.
It's a made up job. But anyway, we'll get over this in a bit.
Yeah, go
on. So then he was like, look, it's Tim Marner. So I contacted you. I remember, obviously, there's loads of conversations going on, me and my mum, about what we're going to do, how we're going to carry on, can we get back into work, how we're going to carry the business on, what the fuck are we going to do? And I was like, I have to carry on. There's no fucking way my dad's having cancer, Parkinson's, giving me the opportunity in life to carry this, everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then my brother dying and not being able to carry, you know, where we're going to go and work for? Go back in car sales? It's not going to happen, is it?
Nobody happy.
Yeah. So then mum was like, right, okay, we'll carry on. So I set the meeting up with you, come and see you, didn't I? Yeah. And then I brought mum back. Do you remember?
Just talk to me about that first meeting when you walked in. Like, what are your expectations? What are you thinking of when you first come in? Like?
When I first came in, it was to cut a new logo.
Yeah. And
you to teach me how to do videos.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted you to come in and say, right.
What were you looking for?
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for.
What were you expecting for them things to do for you though?
Just for us to be on social media better.
Right. Okay.
But then I had no understanding of all this branding and how things come across and how you can do things. You've taught me that now since then. And learnt myself a little bit. And it's one of them things like someone can't teach you this, like how to come across on camera or how to do things. You have to fucking understand it yourself. You have to go through the emotion yourself.
It's not nice, is it?
No, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But now I understand that we couldn't project ourselves on social media under the 24/7 Fresh Health banner because it was too corporate, too generic. It worked for years. It was perfect. Yeah. But the world's changing a little bit. And then the way I wanted to do business going forward by looking after people a bit better and understanding that mental health is problems, that, you know, people don't want to talk about it. Tom had a massive ego. He would never have that deep conversations. So I understand where Tom was. There's loads of the ramifications to Tom's death that I probably wouldn't say on camera or anything. Yeah. I know them all. Yeah. I had Tom's mobile phone. I know everything about Tom. I knew all his friends. Mm-hmm. Knew everyone that went around it. So I know everything about it. There isn't anyone in the world who knows more than me. Yeah. But I'm telling you now, there's a lot of challenges. If you look at this massive pie, there's a lot of slices to this pie. Yeah. The perfect fucking storm, I'm telling you now. Yeah. So, I've lost my train of thought again.
Fine. So you're coming for the first meeting.
Yeah.
You're looking for a logo.
Yeah, logo. Can you
teach me how to do social media?
Yeah. What camera do I buy and how do I do it? Yeah.
And then
you were like, no, you need to do a rebrand.
Yeah. What are you thinking? Should we take at it with New Year?
Yeah. No, I was like, right, all right, maybe. Yeah. But do you remember I had like a pink shirt on and like a sleeveless jumper on and suit pants and stuff?
Yeah. I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again.
You know, I thought that about you.
You can fuck off. You think he's sick as fuck, this fuck.
I was like, who's this fucking dick? You don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But it was a good meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an ace meeting, mate. I think as soon as like me and you met, like we just hit it off straight away. Yeah. I knew for the fact that as soon as you started talking, I first thought to myself, why are you wearing them?
Yeah. But it's just because...
But obviously I didn't tell you straight away, but obviously we've had this conversation, like Ryan stopped wearing suits. It's not you. Yeah. It's not your identity.
We just need... It's everything you want to be, but you're scared of doing it, innit?
Yeah.
And then once you do something, you're like, why the fuck have I been doing that so long?
It's mental, innit?
Yeah. But it's just someone giving you the permission. That's what it is, innit?
So we had that meeting... And then
I went and got
you
mum.
went away, right? And what are you telling your mum?
I said to mum, I remember like it was like quite a funny call. I said something like, look, I've been to this guy. I want you to come and see. I was on the steps walking out of your place. Yeah. I was like, Mum, we need to come and see. I want you to come and see this guy. It's what we need. It's the only way we're going to be able to do what we want to do. And she was like, right, okay. What is it exactly? And she's like, oh, I don't know about changing the name. I said, look, let's go back and see him. And then we came and saw you, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't do the rebrand then, did we? We came and saw you, agreed it, said we were going to do it.
Yeah.
You give us an idea of cost, and then it was the rebrand a couple of months later. Well, there was a bit of time in between because it was Christmas. It was Tom's funeral, wasn't it?
Yeah. And to be honest, mate, I wanted a bit more time to think about it because it was really important that we kind of got it right. So I asked you both if I could have a bit more time, and went over Christmas, and then I pitched it into you in the new year, didn't I?
Yeah. Because it was fucking... I think we must have been a few phone calls then because I'm sure we said, look, let's just get Tom's funeral. Yeah. Let's get some time under our belt and get through Christmas and stuff because the fucking first Christmas was horrendous.
But like me, I didn't know, mate. I didn't know this was going on.
I
didn't know it was only 2 weeks after that. You know, he's done what he's done to kind of you coming in. And then you told me like, it was about 6 months later. I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah,
it's like with Liam, though, isn't it? So Liam came to Tom's funeral and did a speak about Wise Up, addiction and stuff because I knew there'd be loads of lads there that smash drugs all the time, and if they got out, it's getting out of hand for them. They could have an avenue to go down if they wanted to, and. It was 4 months into Liam's recovery, I think. I don't know if he wants me to say that on camera. Fuck, I don't know, but it was. So that was a big ask from him, and I'll never forget that. And that's why I sort of want to... Not one of the reasons why I want to support... Well, it is one of the reasons why I want to support Wise Up so much. Yeah. Because that was a fucking massive ask at the funeral, because I wouldn't be able to speak a word.
Yeah. So... When I'm sort of like going through the branding process, what you thinking? Obviously, you've got Tom in your head most of it.
Yeah.
You know, when you haven't got him in your head because you're trying to not think about it, you're thinking about what you think I'm going to come up with.
Well, I think we give you the generics of we needed a one word of doing, didn't we? I remember saying that to your mum saying, look, 24/7 fresh health is massive word.
I didn't listen to that though.
Yeah.
I know you kind of tell me thing, but like...
Yeah. And I just thought he's going to come out with some... I'm hoping he's going to come out with some spurious name that doesn't mean much, but...
In fact, no, I think I remember is one shoot we kind of sorted out the price and everything that I came down and spent a lot of time down at yours.
You did, didn't you? You met everyone at the office, didn't you?
I met everyone at the office because I wanted to get it right. I wanted to understand the dynamic and where we're at and where your mum's at and, you know, what the processes are and stuff like that and really understand the business. But not understand it from a visual point of view, understand it from like, how do they make people feel when you're ringing up people and...
Mechanics.
That's what was really important to me. And then when I thought, right, I've got it now.
Yeah.
I thought, right, I just need to go away, and then I knew then what I was going to do.
I thought when you did it, I thought it was sick because it was a small name that didn't mean anything. You tick them 2 boxes in my head the whole time. That's what I wanted, but then you just put this magic potion that I talk about on top of it by making it means something to the family. But then in the corporate world, if someone doesn't know us and they just see it on an invoice or see it on a piece of paper, they might ask what them stands for, and you can tell them the different meanings of each letter.
Yeah. For everybody listening, we're talking about
Teslom,
and it's Les and Tom.
Yeah, it's transparency,
equality,
zealous, loyalty, organic, and motivation.
Very good, Ryan.
Very good. Yeah, of course.
Very nice.
I keep saying it and missing out the zealous, you see. Doesn't matter. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what it stands for, but it also means Tom and Les, which is mint, for me, and then, but it's like, it's fucking really hard sometimes as well, right? Because in my office, I got this fucking neon sign above me, and it just basically says my brother's and my dad's name. It doesn't say Teslom to me. It just says Tom and Les. So it's like, it's fucking hard. And then it's weird when someone says, "What the fuck's Teslom?" And you're like, I want to fucking punch their head in and say, "What do you mean? What is Teslom, you thick cunt?" Do you know what I mean? It's that's what I want to say to them. Do you know what I mean?
But that was really important to me.
Yeah.
So, and that's why it took so long to me to kind of look. I need them to be there with us.
Yeah. It's like, well, for anyone involved, it's like second nature. Now it's just Teslom, innit? But everyone can be who they want to be. Like, it's fine.
Well, that's what we set the brand out to be. So everybody can be themselves, but you know what I mean. It's a cause. What you're doing. It's not just a recruitment agency. It's an actual cause.
Yeah.
I want people. It's like what you're doing with yoga. When did you decide that I'm going to install yoga mindfulness into your business?
So what happened was, I can't remember the exact.
Did you know that before the rebrand?
Never.
Or did you think to yourself, right, this rebrand and what we've done actually, this is.
No, I didn't, because I was seeing Sally about 2 or 3 weeks after Tom died, because I knew that I needed some help because my head was absolutely gone. But I didn't even know what a grief counsellor was. I didn't even know what grief was. Do you know what I mean? So then I was like seeing Sally, and then I was trying to put ramifications in place for how I can calm my thoughts. So I can't remember how I went to yoga. I can't even remember how I went and ended up going.
Just on your bonds?
No, I went with Mum. I think I went. I can't even remember now. It's not long ago. But I went to yoga and I found it really good because, not because it's like exercise or anything, it's just because it teaches you to stop thinking sometimes, because you can't think about anything else. And when you can't think about anything else, that's when it's good, isn't it? To stop your headaches, to stop you fucking feeling depressed, to stop you feeling down or overthinking something that's not even happened. Because that's the killer, innit? It's when the killer. But I've had it before. See, there's loads of conversations I've had with a counsellor about this. But even before Tom died, I was having challenges with overthinking and getting stressed and depressed or whatever, and like dealing with that on a day-to-day basis and not realising what it was. But now I'm like, right, these are the things I need to put in place. I need to exercise well. I need to eat well. I need to stay hydrated. I need to meditate, or I need to at least do yoga or do something that takes my mind off it. That breathing thing you've taught me about. I need to do something. When it gets bad, I need to go back to basics, go back to the drawing board. This is what I need to do, because if I don't, that's what
all these things start creeping. Affecting you. Affecting you.
Yeah. And that's what Tom's death made me realise that I was also having challenges. Yeah. But I didn't realise at the time. Yeah. I just thought I was stressed. I was stressed. I was running my own business. Blah blah blah. But I was dealing with Tom as an addict as well. You know, that was a challenge in itself. Yeah. And then being a new father, I had 2 kids. Yeah. That was just bought a house, and that all them on top, and Charlene has her own business. You got all them added onto it as well.
So what's been the best thing about the rebrand?
The best thing about the rebrand is the attitude of people that work in the office. Not they had bad attitudes, it's just a different attitude.
Yeah.
They had a good attitude anyway, but everyone's sort of a little bit more like friendly. Not that they weren't friendly, but it's just like a weird...
Because they feel part of something.
Yeah, it's like a bit more chilled.
Yeah.
But everyone still does the job.
Yeah.
I think it should be more real.
What's been the biggest challenge of the rebrand?
Dealing with Tim Marner, I think.
Fuck off. The best thing.
Fucking hell. Everything. The rebrand, mate, you know me, fucking being colossal.
Yeah.
You know, talking to the franchisees about it, that was tough.
Yeah.
Going around the country talking to them about it, saying we're changing the name of the company. What? That was tough.
How many franchises have you got?
Can't remember now. About 16, something like that.
Yeah. Which is a big ask for people, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a big ask.
But with the right rebrand and the right, you know what I mean, cause that you're going on,
People have got on it now and it's
board,
fine.
aren't they?
Yeah, they're fine with it now. And I think it was causing issues for us because I don't know if it's because 24/7 been going 11 years that other companies called themselves 24/7 something.
Yeah.
There's one in Ormskirk that called themselves 24/7 Carefree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's quite a generic name, innit? It worked at the time, but now there's too many. Type in 247 Health or whatever. There's about 10 different ones.
Yeah.
So it's just, it was just that basically. It's just, that's helped other franchises. So they see it from that point of view. And then because they all knew Tom, I think they all took a little part of it as well anyway. I think they all sort of realised that that's going to happen. And I think they're all right with it now. I'd be surprised if anyone's not all right with it.
So what's next for Tesla?
Next,
From
my point of view, the next stage is we've not sold franchises for about a year and a bit, I think. I can't remember exactly how long, but for about a year. And then, so the next stage is we're going to a franchise show in Birmingham. Never done a franchise show before, so that'd be a mad one.
Yep.
No one's ever seen Tesla as a franchise before because it used to be 24/7. So that's an interesting one to get doing that. That's my next big thing is the franchise show. We've done some of the offices up. We're doing 2 more in the minute. The third one's coming up. Another third one's coming up.
Yeah. What's next for Ryan Armitage personal brand? Have you ever thought about this before I started talking to you about upping your personal brand and what's it?
I've thought about it, but never thought like it's feasible. It's like I don't know because helping people in business is like part of the franchise, isn't it? How do you set up? What do you do? How do you go about doing it? What you're looking out for that's going to be a bad thing? How do you get yourself out of bed? All them things come into it. Some people just crack on with it and they're fine with it, and then they ask questions afterwards. And some people need a hand all the way through it. So I'd love to do something like that in the future, but right now we're mega busy. You know what I mean? It's chaos. When we're just about on the cusp of getting bigger and bigger with the franchising. So
plus we've got Tom's 1 year coming up as well.
Yeah, anniversary, which will be interesting.
What you do? Are you preparing yourself for that?
Yeah. Well, it's not so. Like when you speak to Sally's my counsellor, we talked about like some people get upset on the build up to it, and I think I'm there. Some people get upset on the day, and then some people get upset on the time, and I get upset all the fucking time about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've got some things planned.
Have you?
Yeah, one thing planned. Yeah.
It needs to be done, that, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's fine.
But we'll move on from that. Can't talk about Tom all the time.
Yeah.
It's important for me to help you grow your personal brand because I personally think you can help a lot of people out and because like me and you've always said, like we've not, done anything from YouTube, not done anything from, you know what I mean? We've done it from learning mistakes.
I don't watch, I've never listened to a podcast, I swear to you. I promise you, I've never listened to a podcast. I haven't read a book since school, and I don't think I've read any in school. I don't watch YouTube channels. I don't read motivational books. My motivation came from my parents. Now I've got it. I'm hoping that I motivate people that work for me. not that I'm saying it's bad that you do. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not, I'm not asked if you do or not. That's great. If you can watch some videos or read a book and get something from it, then that is perfect. And maybe I'm missing out. Maybe if I started watching videos and watching podcasts and reading books, that I'd be better than I am now. Not saying that I'm great now, but I'm just saying, would it enhance my life?
I think it would.
Probably would,
but it's just got to be the right one for you, because
like
if you're not there within 5 minutes, you're gone.
Yeah, like it's
so
boring.
That's
what we're back to school again. Maybe it's like, oh fucking hell, I've already thought of this.
It is that. I think it is that that's holding you back, because like, you know, I don't read, but like I watch certain podcasts, but they've got to get me within 5 minutes, or else I'm just like, look, I'm gone. I'm just like, I'm looking out window again back in school. I'm like, nah.
It's got to be really interesting. Like I'm gonna try, like
it's got to be someone that's relatable to you, mate, and have kind of been through it, or you know, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure at some point I think it's going to enhance your life. Me being in your life has enhanced you, and vice versa. Me teaching you stuff about breathing and doing that, you know what I mean, is enhance your life. But I know that there's other people out there that can benefit my life, so I'll watch a podcast in the morning and kind of go, right, okay, I've just learned something new there. I'm just I'm all about that.
I do need to do it, because like, if you're doing it and you.
But I tell you what, I can't do. If somebody sends me something and go, Tim, you need to watch this podcast. I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose a podcast.
Yeah, because you don't have been told to do.
No. I'll do it in my own time and choose to watch that. So that's what you've got to kind of do, I think, because you are like me on that note.
Yeah, I want to do it on my term. It's that same old saying, I ain't got time.
Yeah.
But then someone would say to me, well, you need to make time.
Yeah.
But right now, I ain't got fucking time.
But you need to make time.
I know, fuck off. I get up at 5 as it is.
What are you doing when you get up at 5?
Going for a slash.
Yeah, and then what do you do?
Then go gym.
Straight off?
Yeah.
You're in the gym?
Yeah.
That's your morning ritual?
Yeah, go gym. Come back, do a bit of breathing.
Yeah.
If I have time.
Yeah.
If I forget. If I'm in a good place, I don't do it.
Yeah.
It's when I start creeping back into the bad place, I'll put it back in again.
Yeah.
Only because I don't always have time. Because I've got 2 kids. Got to get them to nursery, I've got to get to work, or I'm away, or whatever.
You got to make time.
Fuck off. You can't just fucking insert time into the time.
I can. I can.
You can get like an hour and just put 10 minutes in there, but like everything else stopped.
Yeah.
Be all right.
Magic dust. Magic Marner dust.
Doesn't work like that, mate.
Right. So this has been our first podcast. It's been up and down, a little bit like a roller coaster. But I think we need to chat more about stuff, because we need to go down the rabbit hole on a few different...
we've skimmed across a lot of things.
Yeah. We need to go down the rabbit hole on a couple of things about business, about managing people, and, you know, I want to get into the franchising thing, because that does interest me. And
I want to go on to about... what I want to do is expectations.
Yeah.
And I also want to go on to about doing things for people. What I've been thinking about is, like, I've done stuff for people, and then it's like... What I'm realising, if you support someone, it's on what terms it is.
That's a rabbit hole, mate.
Massive rabbit hole.
And a big overthinker like yourself.
Yeah, it's a
go
fucking
to the dark
big one, that, mate. Supporting people and what their expectations are is fucking mad, mate.
We'll leave that till next time.
We need to find a podcast on our watch in between time.
We'll do that in between. Ryan Armitage, thank you very much for coming on, you big fucking fancy bastard.
Thank you very much.
Peace out, bro.